For the next 48 hours, I will be staying on a ranch in southern Alberta with an indigenous family. It's a ranch located just an hour away from Calgary, and it's got plenty of outdoor sports that we can try, just like archery. In order to get here, you need to drive through empty fields, pass by herds of cows, and then completely forget about your phone. There's no power here, no neighbors nearby, but there is one family that calls this part of the world home, and today, I'm going to see how they live. Now you can tell that we're on a ranch because, as you can see, you gotta be real careful with where you step. So the main lodging area is a series of trappers' tents, and right in the middle is a big, beautiful fire. Now, the cool thing is that Mike and I each get our own trapper's tent, and this one right here is mine. This is where I'll be staying for the next 2 nights. It's called a trapper's tent. Now, it's very Canadian. It's got a comforter, of course, with a lumberjack design on the inside. This should keep you warm until about minus 36 degrees Celsius. Now, of course, no Wi-Fi, minimal cell service, and no outlets, and actually, no lights. And the most important part will be the fireplace. Now, this is how I'm gonna be staying warm for the next 2 nights. I've gotta learn how to make my own fire and continuously be able to upkeep it so that the rest of the room can be warm, because outside, it's gonna be minus 5 or minus 10 degrees Celsius. Even though we got here at 4 p.m., well, just 45 minutes later, the sun's already set. It's about to get dark, so I guess the only next thing to do is get some dinner. See, we got the flame right here on this big piece of wood. Now it'll start burning that. That leaves me with a pretty good amount of room to breathe. All right, well, the fire is going for now. It should be warm. If not, I've got these covers. Like I said, they keep you warm until minus 36 degrees Celsius. So I guess the only thing left to do is to say goodnight. Well, actually, did I say goodnight? I mean, good morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
Well, how are you?
Me too.
Good.
That was so warm underneath the blanket.
I put it as a good way to fall asleep and a quick way to get up.
First activity of the morning is we're gonna go and catch our horse and go horseback riding.
So I was born and raised in Jasper, Alberta. Honestly, I think my first word must have been horse. I never really made the connection till later that I was really just following in the footsteps of my ancestors. My people were the first indigenous group of people, and they were horse people. They needed horses to survive. I want to take you guys kind of down that path. The first steps of building that connection with a horse and understanding their language. We're actually going to learn how to communicate with them.
Hello. It's getting to know me.
This is Jesse James or JJ. He is apparently last in rankings in terms of power on the team, but today we're going to bring him out to become the first.
I'd like to introduce you to Cisco. We're going to be buddies today.
Jesse, how you feeling today? Good? Good day to be alive, right?
Come on, buddy.
Oh, there goes the dump.
Just missed the bomb.
God.
Jesse James.
Excuse me.
I love this. You've got the 3 cats together. 1 dog, 2 dog, 3 dogs, 3 horses. Do you all get along? This really is a fully loaded barn.
It's important to always talk to your horse, let him know that you're here, touch him, make sure he doesn't get startled and kick you from behind. So, you know I'm here, Jesse. In order to properly communicate with your horse, you have to establish yourself as the leader. To do that, I'm leading Jesse James around in circles, changing my pace and seeing if he follows me, and then abruptly stopping at random times. The goal is to establish your personal space, but to also let the horse know that you're in charge and he isn't. So we've figured out that Mike has probably not ridden a horse in
23 years.
23 years, and I'm 22. So he hasn't ridden a horse longer than I have. And I've never ridden a horse before in my life.
Nice.
You're surrounded by bigger creatures. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We've learned how to ride the horse. Now it's time to go for a little walk through the trails.
So we won't be setting any speed records on these horses today. We're not racing them by any means, but this is, I think, the best way to get out and see Alberta.
This is what happens when you get the tallest horse. Go right through all the trees. If anyone needs to start a fire, you can just use what's in my jacket. Now we've parked our cars. Oh, sorry. We've put our horses away for a little bit, and it's time to make a little bit of lunch out here in the wilderness. Beep, beep, beep.
There's nothing better than cooking over fire. This we are going to use to make our delicious gourmet backcountry smokies.
Now this sounds like the perfect way to end a horseback ride. A beautiful cookout out in rural Alberta, and guess what? It's 12 degrees outside. Can't ask for better conditions than this. Oh baby, let's enjoy this one.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
All right, buddy, well, it was great riding you. Now it's time for us to do some archery.
Tracy,
Yeah.
we went horseback riding. You also have archery here. Why do you have archery?
We actually are competitive archers. We took part in Canadian Nationals, and in 2011 actually made the Canadian team and went to Donnersbruck, Austria to represent Canada. From an indigenous perspective, your bow was everything. It wasn't just a hunting weapon. It was your life. It was your tools. It was your clothing. It was your meat. And so hunting from an indigenous perspective is a very respectful, spiritual thing.
Oh, we're gonna try and take our 3 shots, and whoever has the tightest cluster, well, they've won this round.
And Callie will be the judge.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, also not bad. Comes down to the final arrow, as it always does.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, let's bring in the expert. What do you see here, Callie?
Well, this one here is on the same target.
I've got to say, Will's got to get some points for these two being
Pretty
an inch and a
close.
half, 2 inches apart. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, it's all the same target.
All right, round 2. We're going for the blue circles. Oh! I feel this one's gonna be a good one.
Whenever you're ready.
Oh! Did I get it?
No, but that is, you couldn't get any closer without getting it. Oh my goodness! You get better if you practice. This is our 3rd round and you've seen it get tighter and tighter.
All right, so since you guys have mastered the donuts, I think we should try you guys on some animal targets.
All right, I'm feeling a little confident, so I'm gonna go for Barry the Badger. It's 45 feet away. Oh! Wow, look at this shot. Oh! Oh, you're not getting up after that one.
Barry needs braces now.
We're going for Barry the Badger out there. He doesn't know what's coming for him. Let's get this guy. Gotta find your anchor point. Don't forget to breathe. And the important part is to stop breathing. A
Oh,
little low.
you had the angle though.
Barry's lucky so far. My bad. Didn't check the wind.
Oh!
He's not doing so hot now, is he?
Oh, right in the butthole. I hate to say that. Barry, I'm so sorry.
Oh! I gotta be honest. So far, I really love it. I think I could do this as a little hobby in the future. But then again, I've said that about many other things you've seen in this series, which just goes to show you always gotta be open-minded to trying new things, because you never know what you might love and what you might want to do more of. But as much as I could do this all day, I think we've got some great dinner plans in store. It's going to be a huge cookout tonight. They've got some chicken, fresh elk meat, fresh veggies. And what's coming up is skewers that aren't gonna be made here, they're gonna be made here, right by the fire. What I love about these experiences is not only are they fruitful and they're really fun because you get to meet new people, but we also generally eat pretty healthy. Like, it's not often that I get to try game meats like elk, but when I do, I realize how much I love them and how healthy they are and how happy they make me to eat them, especially when you're around a fire with good people. You can really tell what season we're in right now because there's officially snow on the ground. We probably shouldn't have left this jug of water out. Now it's a block of ice. Now this is the final morning here at the ranch, and so I'm gonna finish it off with one really cool outdoor activity that's focused on mental health. We are taking a medicinal walk through the forest on a path very similar to the one we rode horses on yesterday, except this time, our guide Tia is showing us how her indigenous ancestors used common plants and trees in the forest to maintain and improve their well-beings. For starters, using extract from pine trees can help reduce inflammation and muscle pain, and using extract from spruce trees can help alleviate any coughs and sore throats that you have. On top of that, the residue from these white poplar trees fully doubles as sunscreen.
Oh, wow.
It is not SPF 60. I burn pretty easy, and when I go hiking, I will take this and I'll just put it under my eyes. You put that on and it'll protect you. You know, these plants and the animals, like everything, our nature is there, and they are always there to help us, and they give us medicine, they give us food, you know, and it just gives you that reassurance that if you ever were kind of out there in the wilderness, like, yeah, you're gonna be okay.
Now I can't really move my mouth or my nose because it's freezing outside, but that's Canada, baby. That's what you get. It's our last meal over here. It's been 2 days that we spent at Painted Warriors Ranch, and we're gonna end it the right way by sitting by the fire and having lunch with everyone else who's staying here and everyone who's brought us some great hospitality so far. If there's anything I've learned in the last 2 days, it's that all of us could use an experience like this. Horses, indigenous points of views on life, archery, campfires, and most importantly, no technology. It's pretty crazy to think, but this is the last video in province number 9 of 10. There's only one province left, but before we get to that province, it's time to board another 36-hour train. But as we were about to head to the train station in Edmonton, Mike got a devastating email from Via Rail.
I just got an email from Via Rail saying, unfortunately, and due to excessive rain, blah, 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 we've been forced to cancel our operations between Edmonton and Vancouver this week, which means our cross-Canada trip by train might not end by train.
Is it actually? Or are you just...
No, I'm not messing with you.
So this is where this video is going to end, but in the next video, you'll see what happens. I wish I could give you a spoiler, but I don't even know what I'm doing. If you want to know what happens here, well then make sure to subscribe. I'm Will, and as always, it's a mindset.